Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Matthew Sports Talk. Today was a fantastic day. I am telling you. And it almost was not a fantastic day. But, my Minnesota Vikings, who were sadly without my man Thielen because he was on the COVID list, but my man Dalvin Cook, he was on the team. He didn't really have that great of a game, unfortunately. Let me pull up the stats here. He only rushed for 61 yards and didn't get a touchdown. But I'll tell you, Cousins, 307 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jefferson, my man Justin Jefferson, 70 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. And the Minnesota Vikings finally have a 1-point game that goes their way. Final score 28-27 win over the Panthers. And, thinking back on it, by all intents and purposes, we should have lost to the Panthers. We should have won the Cowboys game, and we should have lost to the Panthers. But, hey, thank God we did win. We're still in it, baby. Still in it. And, God, at the end I almost had a heart attack, but, as soon as I saw that last second field goal attempt by the Panthers go wide, I was like, yes, thank you. So, yeah. And then outside of that, let me do my fantasy football talk, because my day on fantasy was fantastic. It was a fantastic day on fantasy football. My first squad, my first team, Minneapolis Gold Squad, currently leading 142-103. And my Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes, 31.28 fantasy points. And even better, his teammate, Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill. Oh, Tyreek Hill. It just wasn't fair today for the Buccaneers. It just wasn't fair. Tyreek Hill, 269 yards with 13 receptions, 3 touchdowns, equaling 57.9 fantasy points. Almost 58 fantasy points. It wasn't even fair. But I don't care, because they were on my team. And as I was saying, my man Justin Jefferson, 26 fantasy points with 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. And outside of that, I still have 3 players left to go. I got Chris Carson tomorrow night, and then I got Claypool and Ebron on Tuesday. And Miami's defense got me 13 fantasy points. And I'm not even sad that Deshaun Watson, who was on my bench, got 33.12 fantasy points, outscored Mahomes. Robert Tonyan got 17.7. Jamal Williams got 13.3. I'm not even sad. But luckily enough, I did have Tonyan and Williams start on my other team, the Minnesota Canes, where I'm currently leading 118-117. But guess what? I got Chase Claypool left, and the other guy, Lamar Jackson, who's going to be out because he's got COVID. It's been such a good day. Such a good day. My Minnesota Canes, Deshaun Watson, as I've said, 33 fantasy points. Jamal Williams, 13.3. Naheem Hines, 17.5. Robert Tonyan, 17.7. The Rams defense, even though they lost, got me 15 fantasy points. It was such a good day. Okay, enough with that craziness. I'm sorry. I just had to take a moment there. It was a good day for me. It was a good day. So the other NFL action of the week. So, as you guys probably know, the Ravens-Steelers game, which was supposed to play on Thanksgiving Day, got pushed back to Tuesday. So, there's that. The other Thanksgiving Day games, Texans beat the Lions 41-25. Not surprising. And guess what? The Lions finally got rid of Matt Patricia and finally got rid of the GM. So there's going to be major changes there. I think the next thing they should do is move on from Matthew Stafford. That's what they should do next. And, this one. Washington beat the Cowboys 41-16. And they, with that win, temporarily took first place of the NFC East. It hurts me so much how we lost to the Cowboys and then they got whooped by Washington. Ugh. But that's the NFC East for you. And you already know about the Vikings beating the Panthers 28-7. This was a big shocker. Falcons beat the Raiders 43-6. What happened, Las Vegas? Were you sleeping? Did you not realize you had a football game you had to play? I don't know what went on there. So, Bills beat the Chargers 27-17, not surprising. The Giants beat the Bengals 19-7, and with that win, the Giants took first place of the NFC East. If there's one thing that's going to be interesting about the NFC East for the remainder of the season, it's going to be who the hell's going to win that division. Is it going to be the Giants? Is it going to be the Washington football team? The team that doesn't have a name. Is it going to be them winning the division? Or is the Eagles going to somehow figure out how to work things? The Cowboys, they're 3-8. Normally they'd be out of it, but it's the NFC East, so you never know. Titans beat the Colts 45-26, which was a little surprising. Surprised me because the other game was flip-flop the other way. The Colts beat the Titans pretty good earlier this year. Patriots beat the Cardinals 20-17. You know, Cardinals have those 6 wins and are staying at number 7. And now my Vikings are only 1 win behind them. It feels so nice. Dolphins beat the Jets 20-3, not surprising. Browns are 8-3. They beat the Jaguars. Even though it was only 27-25, but they still won. And you know, Jacksonville starting to become a lot like the Chargers. Can't win the close games. They moved to 1-10, and that's who the Vikings play next week. I'm not too worried, but you know what? The Jaguars have actually been pretty competitive in most games. They were competitive against the Browns. They were competitive against the Packers a couple weeks ago. So maybe it would be an interesting game to watch. But, you know, obviously hoping the Vikings will win. The Saints beat the Broncos 31-3. The Broncos, who, once again, because of COVID, were without their whole quarterback lineup. Without all their quarterbacks. They had to go to the practice squad. And they only had 1 pass completion in the whole game. And you know what's really, really sad? I saw a photo on NFL Memes, the Facebook page. And they were saying, how did the Broncos complete 1 pass and ended up scoring the same amount of points against the Saints than Tom Brady and the Bucs did earlier, a couple weeks ago? I was like, damn, they seriously did that. Damn. But anyway, I digress. 49ers beat the Rams 23-20. This is like I've been saying. The AFC is probably going to be either the Chiefs or the Steelers. The NFC, I don't have a clue who will win the NFC. Right now, I think the Saints have the best chance, but, you know, if they don't have Drew Brees, then I have no idea how they'll do in the playoffs without Drew Brees. Then there's the Seahawks, who, you know, Russell Wilson can ball, but their defense is god-awful. You got the Rams, who are so inconsistent. They'll go out and they'll beat teams like the Buccaneers, but then they'll lose to teams like the 49ers. You got the Packers, but their defense isn't that great. I really don't have a clue who's going to win the NFC. But it's going to be fun to watch. The Chiefs beat the Buccaneers 27-24. The Buccaneers, once again, lucky that they were that close, considering how much my man Mahomes and my man Tyreek Hill, how much they were flat out balling. Flat out balling. And the game that just finished up not too long ago, the Sunday Night Football game, Packers beat the Bears 41-25. Once again, no surprise. I had to deal with a whole bunch of Bears fans at work saying, hey, watch out, we're going to beat the Packers. I'm like, y'all can't trash talk nothing. Y'all going to lose. And guess what? I was right. So with that, and then, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. So still got 2 games left. We got Monday night and a Tuesday night game. Monday night, got the Seahawks at the Eagles. I think the Seahawks will probably win. And then you got the Tuesday night Ravens at the Steelers. I'm going to say the Steelers are going to win that one. So yeah, anything else I want to talk about? Not really. I was thinking maybe talk about college football, but nothing really super interesting going on there. So I say that concludes my episode of Matthew Sports Talk. But and I have been meaning to make more episodes, but with starting a new job, everything's kind of crazy. But there would definitely be, I would say, a new episode in a couple of days, probably on Wednesday because I'm off Wednesdays. So stay tuned for a new episode then. Until then, this is Matthew, who's had a great and fantastic day, and I hope you have too. This is Matthew, signing off.